Καλημέρα και από μένα. Η παρουσίαση μας είναι ετοιμασμένη στα αγγλικά. Θα τα πω στα αγγλικά. Οτιδήποτε χρειαστεί ερωτήσεις είμαι στη διάθεσή σας μετά και εγώ. Είναι μαζί μου και ο πρόεδρος του οργανισμού. Ονομάζομαι Παπαϊωάννου Αλκμήνη, είμαι αρχιτέκτονας και πολεοδόμος και σήμερα είμαι εδώ για να σας μιλήσω για τους Οψομεθα Φιλίππους και το Philip Park. The non-profit civil partnership, Oψομεθα Φιλίππους, is a research group and an incubator of young scientists and active citizens dedicated exclusively to the improvement and enhancement of the cultural and natural landscape of Philippi Amphipolis in the prefectures of Kavala, Drama and Ceres. Oψομεθα Φιλίππους, through clustering scientific personnel, activating local communities, manages to design and develop holistically the wider area of Philippi Amphipolis cultural and natural landscape, calling it Philippi Park. Our mission strengthens our daily action and is complemented by our vision for a better place with participation for young individuals. Philippi Park is located in northern Greece, situated in the westernmost part of the region of Eastern Macedonia and Thrace, and the eastern part of the region of Central Macedonia. The landscape of Philippi is defined as an agricultural environment centered around the peatland, which is the deepest in the world, stretching out to the Pangaeon mountain and the mountain ranges of Alakron, Menikion, and Orgelos. The area of Philippi's natural and cultural landscape envelopes 85 villages, 8 municipalities, which include Amphipolis, Drama, Kavala, Doxato, Pangeo, Prosotsani, Nea Zikni, and Paranesti. The land of Philippi is characterized by astounding natural beauty, wildlife sanctuaries, archaeological monuments, and rich history that goes back to 8,000 years. During research, we are constantly discovering new locations, events, and elements of interest that sum up to more than 300. The UNESCO monument, the site of Amphipolis, Via Ignatia, they all play a significant role in the area, but the natural landscape is equally extraordinary. Mount Pangaeon, Natura, and the aesthetic forests are known to be the most biodiverse in plant and animal life. Rich freshwater sources belonging to the Strimonas Basin include the Agiti tributary, the Zigakti River, as well as the marshland trench, which provide a high in mineral and energy environment capable in offering both strong competitive and economic advantages to the community. Within this cultural landscape, 3 major canyons, numerous mountainous, semi-mountainous, and lowland trails are positioned, in addition to the 24 caves and mines with unique and extraordinary natural features are found. Most notably, the Pangaeon mines, the cave of Alistrati, and the cave of Angitis. Philippi Park describes the common landscape in which 8 municipalities, 70 young scientists, and 7 institutes exchange knowledge and act in order to be able to protect and highlight all aspects of this cultural landscape. To this day, there have been 120 actions of community engagement with over 20,000 citizens through 424 consultations and workshops, as well as collaboration with 82 local businesses. The biggest step made so far is the completion of the feasibility and sustainability study, Master Plan Philippi Park. This study was funded by the municipality of Kavala and acts as a base layer for further research, as it concluded with a guide of 50 actions implementations that lead towards the creation of unified networks of activation for the society, economy, environment, and microclimate throughout the research area of Philippi. The master plan had a very defined methodology. We mapped down every single aspect of the area, from transportation, infrastructure used or abandoned, ticket kiosks, hike rails, rivers, springs, types of agriculture and farming, historic events, modern cultural events, archaeological locations, street and water network, population and occupation, only to name a few. Then we managed meetings with the area stakeholders, not only politicians, but with institutes and experts of all matters that we would like to specify. For example, the Architects Union of Kavala and Ceres, the UEA Chair of Architecture and Tourism, INALE, the Geotechnical Chamber and its professionals, and the Chair of UNESCO. Then we made a very thorough SWOT analysis, mapping down all the strengths of Philippi Park, like the rich history and the spectacular nature beauty. The weaknesses, like the pure condition of a Philippi's peatland, the transportation system, and the abandoned touristic infrastructure. The opportunities, such as the water network that goes through the whole park and connects its spots within. Although the current municipal borders make it extremely difficult to create and design actions and infrastructure to deal with the area as a unit, and not as several individual smaller ones. So, in order to promote the area as a whole, natural, cultural, economical, and touristic ecosystem, we created a guide map of 50 actions. All these actions interact with each other in a multidisciplinary way. They refer to the land's livability through the years, the way the culture should be promoted and celebrated, the healthy development of tourism-oriented models and management entities. Only to name a few: organizing open events about environmental issues in the area, creating an electronic hydrogeological model for Philippi Park, creating integrated hospitality, rural packages of lifestyle and nutrition, actions to promote specific forms of tourism with particular emphasis on ecotourism, speleological, thermal, religious and educational tourism, and of course the implementation of a spatial master plan to tie everything together. In other words, we focus on the land's urban metabolism, having in mind all the UN goals for 2030, such as circular economy, healing the natural environment, strengthening of cultural heritage, implementation of bottom-up actions, multi-layered touristic development, cooperation between public and private sectors, and sustainable development. In 2020, the thesis project Regeneration Proposal for the Canals of Philippi Peatland, Connecting Society with the Rural Environment, in the Department of Architecture in the University of Thessaly, uses the Master Plan Philippi Park as a base for the final design proposals of 3 site-specific architectural implementations around the Philippi peatland area. The peatland area, as we said, is a space of rare beauty and unique form. This guitar-shaped area with the complicated water system now consists of 94% arable land and 3.5% vegetation of non-agricultural use. It is located close to the more important historical locations such as the Kilitas, the UNESCO monument, the river Zygactis, Via Ignatia, and the mud baths of Crinides, and it is justified why this area and its unique ground played such an important role for the Philippi battle in 42 BC. To focus on the present, some of the problems we can identify are soil subsidence, flooding, and conflagration. So, we must focus on water management, improving the water quality, the accessibility to the canals, the ecosystem improvement, as well as the alternative uses of the canals themselves. Strategically, by restoring the natural environment, dealing with the water management, the arable land, the flora and the fauna, we can strengthen the health and the well-being of the people who live and visit. And by using architecture as a tool to do so, we highlight the existing cultural landscape, empower the local communities, and create new bonds with the ground and the location itself. This specific study applies on both elements of this strategy. First, it focuses on the linear approaches that include vegetation across the canals, implementing bike routes within the area, as well as recreational use of the water system. By bringing people to the interior of the area of the peatland and making it part of their everyday life, citizens, farmers, and stakeholders will have to start taking all the problems mentioned above under consideration. Apart from the linear interventions, there are also the suggestion of 3 key proposals for new building infrastructure. They are all located on the north of the peatland area, as they are closer to the existing landmarks. This strategic position will empower the connection with the accessibility to them as a plan to work as an example of how we can implement new uses in order to create a system that can fulfill the needs of all the people who come to the area. The three architectural uses suggest facilities for the management administrations of all Natura and peatland areas, a model for a sports center related to the water, and a model for a farmers market to expose and promote local productivity. This preliminary infrastructure uses the water network of the peatland area and promotes its daily use for transportation and recreation purposes, as well as its long-term nature rejuvenation. To conclude, the biggest aim of the previous described model is to act as a starting point for the creation of many and multi-layered systems that connect water elements, people, history, innovation, and future development, all on this unique common landscape. Before I leave, I want to say that this strategy as a whole, from the completion of the master plan and the description of the study at the University of Thessaly, were awarded with a gold prize in the Pan-Hellenic and Pan-Cypriot competition for landscape architecture in 2021.